Have you ever wondered what it would be like to have supervision, enhanced hearing, extraordinary reflexes, to be, dare we say, superhuman? Well, Roku's new Pro Series TV can't do any of that for you. But with a 4K screen, side-firing speakers, and a blazing fast refresh rate, it'll sure feel like it. Elevate your entertainment using all your favorite apps like iHeart and play all your music, radio, and podcasts with the new Roku Pro Series. Your senses aren't better. Your TV is.
There's an efficient way to get caught up on a lot of news. It's called The Seven from The Washington Post. It's a newsletter and podcast. Whether you're reading or hit play, you get 7 stories you need to know, and you can consume it all in just a few minutes. The Seven is out every weekday morning by 7 a.m. Eastern. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'm one of the writers, and I host the show. Find The Seven podcast wherever you're listening. The newsletter link is waiting for you in the show notes.
I'm Rodney Williams.
And I'm Travis Holloway. Welcome to the Wealth Break Podcast, a real conversation about finance.
Let's be honest. Building wealth doesn't look the same for everyone.
I feel like sometimes being broke is a cycle and that we might have to revisit that.
And we're not stopping at success stories.
What happens when it doesn't go right? How do you cope with it?
Because wealth isn't just about money. It's about creating a life where you thrive and help others do the same.
Listen to the Wealth Break Podcast on the iHeartRadio app.
Destiny.
Yeah, hi.
What's up? Good morning.
Good morning. I was laughing. You guys were talking about Peyton's friend that stopped dating that guy because he scratched his head with a knife. And it reminded me of my dad. He had an El Camino when we were growing up, and he would take the key out of the ignition while we're driving, stick it in his ear, like clean his ear, and then put it back in the ignition. And it was so gross. And then, like a few years ago, my brother had keys in his hand, and he stuck the key in his ear, and I was like, oh my God, how are you married?
He's like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He totally got that from his dad.
I like the engineering marvel of your dad not even having the engine get killed by pulling the key out of the ignition.
I know, so gross.
I was saying how my dad would take a pen and rub his ear, clean his ear out with a pen. And what would happen is occasionally my sister, me, or my mom would put that pen in our mouth.
Yeah.
And you know how you guys, I'm sure you've all tasted earwax. Like, oh, I got it. My mom.
No, I never put the keys in my mouth.
That's good.
Pens go. But pens go in your mouth.
That's
right?
true, yeah.
Right. So my mom would be screaming at my dad in Spanish and all that stuff. That was terrible. Well, Destiny, thanks for making us smile and grossing us out.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one, guys. We love you.
Bye-bye. Love you too. Renee, thanks for texting.
Yeah. How you doing, John Jay?
Good. So what was your text about?
Paradise.
Paradise on Hulu?
Yes.
What were you going to say about Paradise on Hulu?
That show is freaking amazing. I love it. I cannot wait for the next episode.
Wouldn't Kyle love that show?
Absolutely. That show, like you said, you almost can't even tell people what it's about because then it gives things away.
Right. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
And the main character, the one that plays Xavier, I remember him from Army Wives.
Oh, Army Wives.
Yeah.
I don't know.
CBS.
You mean the president?
No, the one that plays Xavier, the Secret Service guy.
Randall? He plays Randall and his name is Sterling K. Brown. That guy, the black guy?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know he was on Army Wives.
He was married to one of the officers in Army Wives.
Oh, I didn't know that. He was also in This Is Us. Well, thank you, Renee. Thanks for backing me up.
It's an awesome show. I love it.
All right, have a great day.
You too, Tonje. Thanks. Bye.
See, just text us. Text JJR, whatever you want to say, to the number 96893, and we might just call you back. Like, I'm not going to call this person back, but I'm going to read their text, 330 number. Good morning from Mesa. Love your show, David. Thank you, David. Thanks, David. Stephanie, hi. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. You texted us, right?
I did.
About?
So, yes, I had a Kyle sighting, and it was a legitimate Kyle sighting. So my son played baseball a couple years ago for a league out in Chandler, And we recognized her on the other side of the bench, and her son and her whole family. So I know for sure it was her. My son went up to her and said, "I love the John Jay and Rich show," because he's a huge fan, and high-fived her. And then Easton was having some trouble with getting out and running the bases. So Kyle was actually walking around with him. And during that time, my son got Easton out twice, and he was telling Kyle, "Why is he still running the bases? I already got him out."
He doesn't give up, that kid. That's a sign of a winner. Why is he still running the bases? And Kyle high-fives your kid instead of slapping him.
Well, it's funny. Thanks for that, Stephanie. That definitely was a real sighting for sure. It's like you probably saw Easton break down a couple of times in that game, crying. Yeah. It's been a whole thing. You know what's funny is that was a couple of years ago. So I think Easton was probably four years old at that point, and nothing's changed. Like, he's still in sports, and I'm still like trying to figure out how to parent like the kid who cries when anything goes wrong. Like he's currently playing flag football right now, and his team didn't get an interception that they probably could have got, but not like should have. Like, they could have got it. He starts crying. He loses a game. He cries, and it's like everything that goes wrong, it hits him emotionally so hard. And for Scott, my husband, he gets really frustrated with it, and he says it's embarrassing. And I'm like, I feel like this could possibly be Easton's greatest strength, but it's up to us as the parents to be able to mold that and like shape it into what drives him. And
Kyle, you have it so right, because I'm that same exact way. That just shows how passionate he is about what he's doing. He wants to win. He always wants to be great.
That's why I thought he's like a competitor.
He's competitive. And like sometimes, like my nephew King, he plays soccer and he gets competitive, and then he wants to chuck another kid to the ground. Okay? Not an appropriate thing to do, Suki. But like, he's so competitive. And I wish sometimes he would just go and cry instead of get another red card in soccer. But feel his passion, because that's exactly it.
Okay, but I'm trying. And you want to know what's so weird about this? I'm so glad this conversation happened, Stephanie, because I need advice. And because I've been talking to you about it with a couple of friends, my algorithm started like pulling up reels that are like coaching kids who literally, I got a reel that said how to deal with your kid who cries when you get second place.
I love it.
That's cool.
And so now I'm like, I think every kid does, though.
I know, and I need all the advice that I can, because I don't want to crush his spirit. I don't want to crush that competitive drive that he's got somewhere in him, but I need to be able to figure out how to help him use it for good instead of just like breaking down and crying.
Yeah, you and I were talking, Kyle. You and I were talking about this just like after the show the other day, right? And I keep on saying, like, you got him in the great sports where the peer pressure kind of takes care of that a little bit. The coaching kind of takes care of that a little bit, because they'll figure out you win some, you lose some, but you go out and you go for it. Some of that kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah, but I did see like on that reel that I got, there was like some good advice that I think like we've got games coming up, and so I feel like I'm going to test it out. But the one piece of advice that really stood out was like, help them reframe what losing is. Losing is not losing. Losing is learning. So losing is an opportunity to go, what can we do differently next time? What went wrong there? Like,
losing,
like all the best that like
losing
studied.
is being a guy wearing hokas. That's losing. Stephanie, how is your son right now? Is he still playing?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's not playing baseball anymore. And funny you're talking about losing, because they actually had a flag football championship game last night. Well, actually, it was the
tackled Easton 4 times. So tell Kyle that.
Yeah, well, they lost, but they had won 2 championships in a row. But they moved up to like a higher like age group. All the boys have been playing together for several seasons. So, I mean, it was really sad for the kids. They were all bummed out, but now we play like once a quarter in school. So, we're starting up again here in like 3 or 4 weeks. So it's just, okay, we're looking forward to next time and, learn from the mistakes we made during the game.
Well, just know this, Stephanie. Easton's looking for the revenge game, and it's going down. What's your kid's name, Stephanie? What's his name?
His name is Camden, and I seriously think that we won that game like 22-0. So.
Okay.
No.
Hey, just remember that because it's going down. Camden's going down.
It was a terrible season for us. Our coach just stopped showing up.
He was probably crying somewhere,
Did
too.
your husband take over?
No, he's not into that at all. I keep telling him, like, you should coach. He's like, absolutely not.
Well, Stephanie, just remember, let us know when the rematch is. We're all going to go. We have big pictures of Easton's head.
Yeah.
Big glove of the head. All right, Stephanie, thanks so much. And that was all about a Kyle sighting. I'll tell you, somebody said earlier, we need to make a Kyle sighting Instagram page.
It's true.
Kyle in the wild, right?
100%.
All right, thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank
you.
Love you guys.
Love you too. Bye-bye. Hey, we need a contestant. We're going to play a game. We're going to play Celebrity Who Said That, and we need a contestant for ticket to see Tate McRae or Wu-Tang. You can pick. Call us right now at 877-937-1047. While we wait for a contestant, a couple of text messages, you guys. You text JJR and whatever you want to say to 96893. Hey, John Jay, whatever happened to that old lady? Hey, you like to take pictures?
What?
You know the story, Peyton?
No, I mean, I've heard you guys say that in that tone, but I don't think I know the story.
My wife and my son Dutch and I were taking a stray Rottweiler we found to the vet to get checked out. I was filming it for Love Pop.
Oh my gosh, the one that went viral on Daily Mail?
It went everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
And while I was filming my kid or filming the dog, I caught a car accident. This woman crashed into a pole. And then she pulled up into the parking lot where I was at and violently got out of the car and yelled at me, like if I like to take pictures. And I was filming the dog and my son. And then she grabbed her boob and flipped me off.
I remember that. I do. I don't remember her saying, do you like to take
Yeah, you remember how...
Yeah, she said, you like to take pictures? You'd like to take pictures?
And I was like, yes, I do. Are you okay? I was like, are you okay? She didn't. So that's on Facebook. That's everywhere. Yes, Noah Lashley with a haircut.
Guys, was that my mom that crashed into the pole?
No, your mom would be like this. Do you like to take pictures?
It's very different, though. Very different.
What are you looking for in a new smart TV? 4K picture quality, high quality and immersive sound, a sleek design? All of those are givens, but only the new Roku Pro Series has all of those and the Roku streaming experience, an award-winning OS. Get fast, easy access to all your apps like iHeart, where you can stream all your favorite music, radio, and podcasts all day, and regular all-inclusive trips to Roku City. The new Roku Pro Series, a smart TV built by the streaming pros.
For some of us, personal finances aren't just personal. They include a lot more people than ourselves. Loved ones, neighbors, the communities we call home, and the causes we hold in our hearts. At Thrivent, we help plan your financial picture with the bigger picture in mind. Because even though our business is helping guide your finances, our ambition is to make it mean so much more. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
We've all done it. You see a headline but don't have time to read the whole story, or there's so much news you're not sure what is worth your time. I'm Colby Ekowitz, co-host of Post Reports, the weekday afternoon podcast from The Washington Post. Post Reports brings you what's relevant and revealing. Breaking stories, politics, wellness, culture. Each episode goes beyond a headline for the context you need. Find Post Reports now, wherever you're listening.